YouTube, there is no firearms in this video.
Welcome back to the Lowkey Airgunner YouTube channel. In this episode, we will be testing some magazine and single shot tray options for the Hatsan Jet 1 PCP air pistol / carbine. This has been sent to us by Airgun Source Canada for a review. Basically, in my last few videos, before I had a little issue with the valve stem and I had to store it for a while. I'm still waiting for the factory replacement part, by the way, which is annoying because I really like this pistol, but that's annoying. To keep it short, I had a bunch of point of impact shifts using the factory magazines, and that was pretty annoying. It seemed to get better when I tightened the screw very hard to slow down the spring in there, which is way too stiff and will squish the skirts of the pellets. I have been mostly using the single shot tray because of that, but he also sent me a replacement single shot tray option with the flip like that. That should be kind of cool. He also sent me two magazine options. This one is 8-shot and this one is 6-shot like the factory magazine, but it is way easier to load and has a smoother spring, so that should be interesting and work better / be less finicky. I will stop talking before the mosquitoes drain the rest of my blood, but basically I will be using 80s .25 caliber 26.54 grain from 15 meter at a 1-inch flatburst target, so do that. All right, so I will start with a full cylinder. I will shoot around 6 with the single shot tray that came with the Hatsan Jet. Then I will shoot like 6 with the magazine, see what happens. Then I will go back home, fill it back up and do the same test but with the Maple Custom single shot tray and magazine. Target almost fell. I will go like that, I don't care. All right. This is the first one that does not want to go in there. Not too sure of why. I had to force it a little bit. Hopefully that will not affect accuracy. So this was 6 shots with the single shot tray. I'm already around 175 bars. It is taking more air than it used to. So I will shoot 6 with the magazine and see what happens. I had a few point of impact issue with this magazine and the other one that comes with it. Basically I had to tune the screw in there to make it as tight as possible so the point of impact will shift less from the single shot tray to the magazine. Hopefully the Maple Custom magazines won't do that, and they are also way easier to load. This one you need to crank it backwards all the way and then put a pellet backward in there, which you don't have to do with the Maple Custom magazine. So I don't like putting the skirt of the pellet in there, but this time it went pretty well, I guess. So here we have a full magazine. I did test pushing the pellets out with a screwdriver or something, and these skirts were getting squished by the spring that is way too stiff. This might be why putting this screw as tight as possible will slow down the spring in there and bend less skirts, but let's see what happens. Can you just quit harassing me? No? You don't want to? So that was 6 shots. Let's take that off and decock it. Seems like we did pretty good overall. Most of them did group here. We got 5 right there and 1 bad flyer. That might be caused by the magazine. That's not caused by me for sure. We did get a bit of spread on the single shot tray group, but I will say that that might be because of the air pressure going down and stuff like that. The shot curve is not the same as in my velocity test basically, so it goes down a bit faster. Now I will fill it back up and come back to test the Maple Custom single shot tray and the Maple Custom 6-shot magazine. Alright, so we are back at full pressure. This time we will be using the Maple Custom single shot tray first. Basically you have a little door like that to put your pellet in. There is an O-ring that will keep it in place so you don't have to chamber one. For example, if you are hunting and stuff, that could be a good positive point for that if you need that. Basically what I meant is that you can put a pellet in there and it will not fall back out. So if you don't want to cock it, for example, and you just want to roam around with a pellet, that can be pretty handy. So the point of impact should be about the same as the single shot tray that we tried before. The point of impact with the other magazine was pretty similar, but it was not before I did touch them up, so that doesn't really count. I had a lot of issues with them and there is a lot of freaking deer flies. Frappe à bord. Alright, so let's see what happens. Of course the wind does pick up as soon as I sit down. For real. I do like how it loads. Oh, mosquitoes are bad, but I do like how the single shot tray loads. You don't have to put your finger in between there and just play with that. The frack shake. The mosquitoes are pretty bad. Ah. Oh, I dropped this pellet because of the freaking deer fly and mosquitoes. Is the skirt looking good? Yeah, I will use it anyway. right, so that was 6. Let's see. Alright, it seems like we did similar or better than the factory single shot tray, so that's pretty cool. It is easier to load pellets in this one. I do like how it works with the little door thingy, and that you can put a pellet without chambering it in it and just walk around like that. Now let's load the 6-shot magazine and test it right there. He sent me 2 of those magazines. I believe that this one is 6 shots like the factory one, and this one is 8 shots. So if you need more shots, this will work in a jet. One thing that I do like a lot about these magazines is that the spring is super smooth compared to most magazines, and that they are super easy to load. Basically, they all drop in right there. You don't have to do a counterclockwise turn or whatever. You just put them in there. 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's an 8-shot magazine. So yeah. By the way, the Maple Custom single shot tray does insert from the right and not from the left, unlike the Hatsan magazine, which is backward from the single shot tray. Basically, both of his are from the right side, and the single shot tray on the Hatsan is from the left, and the magazine is from the right. That's a bit weird. I have some blood probably on my face and on my finger at this point, so I just want to quit doing this video. But yeah, he has a nice little notch to center it and a nice little o-ring to keep it tight in there. They do fit pretty well, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what it does. Oh. I believe that was 6. This magazine will also tell you when it is empty by blocking the bolt, so that's kind of nice. This pistol is hitting pretty hard. It moved the target again, and we did pretty similar to the other magazine, if you ask me. I don't know why 3 landed there and 2 landed there. That might be affected by the CO2, but overall we did get good results with both of Maple Custom options, so I would not be scared to use that and that only, because the single shot tray is easier to use and the magazine is easier to load. So I did not make an intro to this video yet, and I might make an outro, so let's go. This will be about it for today. Both of the Maple Custom options did perform pretty well, and the magazine is less finicky than the Hatsan one, so that's already a win. The single shot tray is also easier to use, so I'm a big fan of that, and I'm pretty excited to try that with the buck rail pump arm thingy that will make this a pump action basically. So stay tuned for that. A huge thank you to Splatterburst Targets for the targets, Maple Custom Products for the magazine, Airgun Source for supporting the channel. I did go home to fill this thing with the compressor because it is kind of hot out here and I'm getting lazy. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more, and I will see y'all in the next one. For real, the skeeters are super bad. Let's test how much time it takes. Literally a freaking second before I get bit.